Hello Year 9, welcome back to another video. Today we're continuing our series on statistics. We're looking at mean, median, mode and range again. We're also going to do a bit of problem solving with these ideas, okay? So let's look at this first question here. We've got a bunch of scores, so 7 different scores there, and we need to find the mean, the mode, the median, and the range. So let's go through that step by step. Okay, remember for our mean, we need to add up our scores and then divide it by the number of scores. Okay, so let's get our calculators out, add up these scores. 12 plus 13 plus 14 plus 14 plus 14 plus 15 plus 16, and then divide it by 7 to get our solution of 14 is our mean. Okay, so add up all your scores, divide by the number of scores, you get your mean or your average. Now the mode, we need to remember, is the most common score or the most common data point. And in this one, it's clearly, we've got one of each of the others and we've got 3 of them, which are 14. So the mode is also 14. Okay, the most common score. The median is the middle score. And what do you know? We have 7 scores. So we're going to look at the 4th score. 1, 2, 3, 4. The median is also 14. And then the range, we just need to do the largest one, take away the smallest one. So it's going to be 16 minus 12. So the range is 4. Okay, so pretty straightforward for this one. Just using our definitions for those terms to find out the answer. Now, we're going to look at a few other questions here where we have to sort of think a little bit and do some reverse thinking to find out what we're looking for. So let's have a look at this one here. The mean of 5 scores is 12.2, and we need to find out the sum of the scores. So the difference in this one is we're not finding the mean. We already know the mean. We have to work backwards to find out how much the scores add up to. Okay, so we're gonna introduce a variable here. We're gonna say let S be the sum. Okay, and we know that when we're finding the mean, okay, the total scores divided by the number of scores is going to equal the mean. So in this case, we don't know S, okay, but we know that there are 5 scores. So the total divided by the number of scores, 5, equals the mean, which is 12.2. Okay, and we just need to rearrange this to find out what the sum will be. Okay, so to get S on its own, we times both sides by 5, and we get our answer. 62.5 is the sum of the scores. Okay, so sometimes we just got to reverse that definition to find out what we need to know. Let's look at this one here. So we're going to find out the score of X if 10, 7, 3, and 6 and X have a mean of 8. So similarly, we already know the mean, but this time we're trying to find the value of a particular score out of a data set. So we know that obviously the mean is the total scores divided by the number of scores. So we can write out 10 plus 7 plus 3 plus 6 plus this unknown score divided by the number of scores. So we've got 5 scores there. So divided by 5 is going to equal the mean that we're given, which is 8. Okay, so now let's simplify this and rearrange to find out what X is. So 10 plus 7 is 17, plus 3 is 20, plus 6 is 26. So 26 plus X over 5 equals 8. We can times both sides by 5. We get 26 plus X equals 40. And then subtract 26 from both sides, and X is going to equal 14 as our answer here by just rearranging that equation. So again, we're sort of working backwards. We're given the mean, and we're trying to find out something else. Right. let's look at one last example here. We've got a cricket player. They've played 12 innings for a mean of 38.5 runs. So their average is 38.5. And he then scored 12 and 71 in the next 2 innings. Okay, find the cricketer's new mean number of runs. So this is kind of an interesting question. What we need to do is firstly, we've got to find out what the total number of runs that he scored in the first 12 innings. So again, we're going to go, let S be the first, the total after 12 games, or 12 innings. Okay, so S divided by 12 is going to be 38.5. And then we can work out what the total was. 38.5 times 12 equals 462. Okay, so we found out what his total runs that he scored in the first 12 innings was. We now need to find out what his new mean is going to be. So in this case, remember, the mean is just all of the runs added up together divided by the number of innings. So it's going to be, so the new mean is going to equal 462 plus these 2 new scores. And then we're going to divide that by 14 because we've then had 14 innings in total. And that will give us our new average. Okay, so we can go answer, or just 462 plus 12 plus 71 divided by 14. And that will give us our new average, which is a little bit off, but let's just round it to the nearest one decimal place, just like we had before. So it's going to be 38.9, and that's just to 1 decimal place. Okay, so you can see we can sort of work backwards to find out some questions. And this question, we kind of had to do it in 2 steps. We had to first find the total after 12 innings, and then add on those new scores and divide it by 14 to get our new mean. Good luck with the questions today. I'll see you in the next video.